Hey everybody, it's January 31st, 2014. It's 5:54 p.m. Making this video in response to some of the videos I've seen surfacing on Facebook and YouTube recently concerning the snow, the fake snow and the snow that won't melt and the nanoparticle polycarbonate snow and everything you can think of. So what I did was, I started thinking, snow has always been amazing to me ever since I was a little kid. Snow has had like a magical quality almost. When I was a little boy, in the summertime, sometimes I would even pretend there was snow on the ground. One time my mom had some of her, she sold Avon, she had some of her Avon ladies at the house, and they were watching me run up and down the hill beside our house. We had a steep slope there. And I was running up and down the slope with a piece of wood in my hands. When I came in, they asked me what I was doing. And I told them I had a secret snow. And that board was like to simulate the front, the steering mechanism on those flexible flyer sleds that we used to have. But anyway, yeah, so I had this secret snow. It was summertime, and like the rich kids in our neighborhood used to go to summer camp, but my parents couldn't afford to send me, so I had to figure out ways to entertain myself. But, alright, here we go. I took some snow from outside, scooped it up on my back porch, figuring the snow in the front on the street side might be contaminated from the road, carbon monoxide poisoning, that kind of thing. So I scooped up some fresh snow off my balcony, and we're going to do a little test here. We're going to do two tests. We're going to do the one test where people are exposing the snow to some type of a lighter, a candle, a match. In my case, here we're going to use a barbecue lighter. You've probably seen them. I always insist on genuine Burns-O-Matic barbecue igniters. And so what we'll do is we'll take some of the snow and scoop it up. I don't want to touch the snow, so I'm using an ice cream scoop. I always insist on Farberware ice cream scoops. So I'm going to take this snow and scoop it into the pan. See what happens when we expose it to this torch. See if it turns black, or if it melts, or if it blows up, or whatever it does. We're going to find out. So here we go. I'm holding the torch over and above the snow because I'm thinking that any heat fume residue that the torch is producing is going to rise. Only the heat is going to hit the snow. So you can kind of see already that it's melting it. It's sort of turning it, sort of disappearing, and it's melting. It hasn't created a puddle of water in the pan, but I'm thinking, just based on my limited knowledge of physics, I'm thinking what's happening is that the snow is going directly from solid to a vapor. I looked it up. It's called sublimation. If you want to Google that term, sublimation, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, you can kind of see where I've duplicated what I'm seeing in the videos on YouTube, where it's it does appear to be like vaporizing or disappearing and not turning into a puddle of water in the pan first. So now what we'll do is we'll turn on the heat on this frying pan. It's a cast iron pan, and I'm going to turn it up to high, see what happens to the snow. Now if the frying pan melts, this cast iron pan melts before that snow melts, we got a problem. I'm thinking, you can kind of see already the snow is beginning to melt in the pan. and I'm wondering why it's turning into, water in the pan, but it vaporized with the torch. See how it's turning into kind of like a block of slush, and now you can see the water. That didn't happen with the torch. So I'm thinking what we're witnessing is a chemical process here. The heat from the gas stove here, the gas range, is melting the snow in the pan at a slower rate. So it's going through the natural, ice to water to, you can see a little bit of steam there. So there it is. That's completely melted in my pan. You can see that. I'm going to take that, pour it into a container. Thinking what I really should do is send that to I guess some type of a scientific, research laboratory to have it examined. But yeah, always insist on genuine Lodge frying pans. They're the best. It's too bad the World Trade Center wasn't built with this kind of cast iron, because it's really durable. Those Trade Center buildings came down like they were made out of, I don't know, they were made out of wax or something. But let me take a drink out of my coffee cup here. It's actually water. Always insist on genuine Alienware cups, insulated cups. I guess they're kind of like Tupperware, only reverse engineered or something, from alien technology. But yeah, I've always been fascinated with the whole global warming thing. I believe they've been conducting research for decades, actually. I got this book back in I think in the 90s, and it was fascinating because it exposes the whole global warming Ponzi scheme really for what it is. I mean, Al Gore was talking about the global warming, and when he was in the Clinton administration. And I think my personal theory, they don't say this in the book. I mean, the book gives you a lot of charts and a lot of information. If you want to take a look on Amazon, it gives you a lot of information concerning really the whole charade or scam that they pulled over on us. And I liken it to a Ponzi scheme because Bernie Madoff made all kinds of money and was sent to prison with his scheme. And Al Gore was basically he was a broken down vice president who ran for president in 2000. And I think what they did was they felt sorry for him. It's kind of like what they did was they gave him a consolation prize. You go on Jeopardy, and the consolation prize you get is rice-a-roni. You run for president, the consolation prize that you get is you get this billion-dollar Ponzi scheme called global warming or climate change. And I mean, you look at the guy now, all these years later, 14 years later, and he's practically a billionaire. The guy, he's got so much money he doesn't know what to do with it. He crisscrosses around the country and around the world, showing his inconvenient truth videos and making all kinds of money. And he just, I don't know, I think it's been demonstrated that he's a fraud. But that hasn't stopped him from making money. So anyway, this concludes my video. It doesn't really prove that we don't have the poly snow or the carbonate hybrid texture snow here in Michigan yet. There's going to be more snow tonight. I might even produce another video to see if the snow that falls tonight is of the fake hybrid, polymer variety. Maybe we'll do the same test tomorrow and see what we can conclude from that. But maybe in the South they've already been exposed to the polymer snow, and that's what they're seeing down there. But this stuff here in Michigan, at least so far, appears to be regular snow. I mean, it's sitting on my kitchen counter here, and it's melting, and it's only 65. You can see that it's only 65 degrees here in my kitchen. So I don't think this is the hybrid Frankensnow that you're seeing in the videos that are surfacing all over the place. But anyhow, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later.